good run there. It's trialled okay leading up to this run, and it's opened up $2.05. Number 8 is Framed in History. Let's have a look at Framed in History. There it is. You won't see this too often. I don't know how quite to describe it, except it's only started at Wagga, ran second last. Gee, you don't see many parade at the races like this. $13 about this one. And our last horse is number 10, Flare On. Falerion, I should say, by Falbrav. Not much luck, and it's only run at Kembla Grange. It's won a trial since on the 5th of September, and it is 12 out to 14.
On the track at Nara, the paint horse is about to race here. Framed in History's fair dinkum. Never seen anything like him. He's literally got just markings all over him. He's a proper paint horse. Now they're arriving behind the gates here. Now they're at the gates. Cheetah McGee, Actual, Proper, followed by Water Views, Framed in History, Dodge That. Then Total Image, followed by Lutine. Cheetah McGee, Actual, Dodge That, Framed in History, Water Views, and Proper. Then we've got Total Image, Lutine. I think that's the lot. Got one more down there. It's Valerian. So relays a bit of interest in this next race at Nara. There's a horse in the race, Framed in History, and he literally looks like a paint horse. He's got the most incredible markings. He's a chestnut, but he's got white splashed all over him. Hey, we're just battlers here, mate. Kembla's a bloody, you just love it at Kembla. Oh. See if Joshy will give up the calling that day. He can go to Canberra. $2.05 into 180, about the 7 in this race at Nara. Dodge That has been the best tried. the start, Nara. Relays a bit of interest in this race. We've got Framed in History starting. He's a fair dinkum paint horse. He's a chestnut, but he's got white splashed all over him. Quite incredible to see a thoroughbred with those sort of markings. Cheetah McGee, Waterviews and Valerian behind the gates with Proper, Framed in History, the paint horse. Thanks, Jim. Now they're resaddling Cheetah McGee at the gates here. Cheetah McGee being resaddled at Nowra. And the field have all assembled over there now. Waterviews. And there is Cheetah McGee. So that work looks to have been completed. Proper, Valerian, Waterviews, Lutine and Total Image with Actual. And the paint horse, Framed in History. He's a toey type, very flighty. He's on the toe behind the gates and he's obviously going to attract plenty of interest during his career. He's still a colt. Hasn't raced since he debuted at Wagga 32 days ago. It's a $21 chance in this race, but it'd be good to see him run well. So Framed in History, Cheetah McGee, Dodge That, Waterviews, Total Image, Valerian. They're all over there now. They'll be called up shortly for race number 2 here at Nowra. Just under 2 minutes from starting time for this race. Now they're coming up. Total Image, the first one forward. Runners being called in at Nowra for the running of race 2. Total Image went in, a mare by Southern Image for Richard Bensley and Luke Pepper, who had second in the first race with his mare Spirit Soul. He saddles Total Image here as they commence to load. Total Image locked away. Valerian about to come along. Cheetah McGee was resaddled. He's over there now. Now here's Valerian. Valerian, the attendants link arms behind it. It goes up. Here's Waterviews. Just sweating up a touch over the gates there, Waterviews. Sweating up a touch behind the gates. And there's Framed in History. He's about to come along. So the paint horse coming up now. Framed in History about to move in. He's got just quite remarkable markings, hasn't he? He's a chestnut, but big baldy face. Somewhat of an Apache cat, but the markings right over his whole entire body. Now Actual coming in. Lutine, Dodge That and Proper to get set here for this race. Even money for the favourite Dodge That. Jeff Penzer for Kerry Parker. Has been tried on track 205 into 175 for the favourite. And they're getting set here for this race. He's quite incredible, isn't he, Dave? Framed in History. Never seen anything like it in the thoroughbred world. He's somewhat of a paint horse, really, isn't he? Quite remarkable. Be nice to see him run well. Now in goes Dodge That. The well-tried favourite is $2 into 175 here on track. Jeff Penzer takes the mount here. Now they're getting pretty close for race 2 at Nowra. Just Dodge That to come up. Penzer now slipping out of the saddle. They're going to bring it in riderless. Total Image stands up well near the inside. Valerian well behaved in the gates. Framed in History up to line. Waterviews. Lutine, Cheetah McGee, Proper and Actual. G's been well backed on track now. Dodge That. 205 into 165. Been a very good go this. This is the favourite coming in now. They've got him half the way in. Had one run at Warwick Farm back in early June, beaten 6 lengths behind 9th Legion, who's a very talented horse. So now they've got the warm favourite in. Penzer to reunite and they'll be set for race number 2. So Dodge That completed the line. They're ready at Archer Park. Red light flashing away. They're off. Perfect line away near the inside, beginning fast was Total Image. It's looking for the early lead. Lutine is going to be right up there early, and Valerian not far away from Proper. They were being followed by Cheetah McGee off the track. There's Dodge That improving. He's going up to fourth on the outside now. Dodge That. Framed in History was next as Cheetah McGee now goes forward, followed by Water Views, and dropping to last was Actual. Coming off the back straight, 1,000 to go, and the leader here on top, Total Image, does it nicely. 1.5 lengths in front of Cheetah McGee, who is wide. Goes to second now outside of the leader. 2.5 lengths away to Lutine, racing on the outside of Valerian. Then the warm favourite, Dodge That. He's racing over on the outside of Proper. Water Views, Framed in History, and Actual is a 1/2 length away last of all. They're down the side of Archer Park at the 600 metres mark. The leader, Total Image, are 3/4 in front. Cheetah McGee running second as this leader now just slips away. Got 1.5 lengths in front. Valerian trying to improve from Lutine. Dodge That comes wide for Penza on the corner from Proper. Water Views, Framed in History, and Actual. 450 metres left to go. They flatten out for the running. Total Image, the leader, led by 2 lengths. Coming up on the outside, Valerian. Lutine, Dodge That given full bore. Now he's running on strongly at the 200. Total Image being grabbed by Lutine. In turn, Dodge That coming at Lutine now. Lutine and Dodge That with 100 to go. Lutine the inside of Dodge That. Penza trying to lift the favourite, but Lutine has got a good strong kick, and Lutine is going to hang on and win by neck. Beat Dodge That. Third, Total Image prominent in front of Valerian. Next in was Proper. They were followed by Water Views. Next in was Actual, Framed in History, and Cheetah McGee has knocked up to finish last. Lutine, tough performance. Tough performance from Lutine. Kev Sweeney aboard. She was a really good run at Goulburn the other day when wide and kept coming behind Anamoso. That looked good form for this race. And she's been able to stall them off. She's by reset from Coral Chimes for the McCormick stable. Kev Sweeney aboard. He's got Lutine home, given a good run in transit. Dodge That. He was game, has gone down narrowly. Arena, Dodge City, Kitty. Jeff Penza, Kerry Parker, and it's a photo for third. Prominent on the inside was Total Image and Valerian. So Total Image looks prominent for the minor end of the prize. 4, 7, 5 and 10 the numbers. 4, 7, 5 and 10. 5 has run third, Total Image. Rich Bensley for Luke Pepper. Third in the race was Valerian for Brendan Ward. So that's the details here after race number 2 at Nowra. Runners about to return to the enclosure. The time about to be posted to us as well. But the winner, Lutine, very tough, just kept finding and finding. And she's been able to hang on and win here. Good, tough effort. Put the writing on the wall with the run at Goulburn last start. And a 5-year-old mare, only lightly raced. That was start 7 today. And you'd think maybe by reset she might even get a little bit further than the 1400. She certainly found the line today. Dodge That second. He won't be a maiden for long. He's a 3-year-old taking on the older horses here. And it was a good effort, but just found one a bit too tough for him on the day. He was first up over 1400, so he'll take benefit from the run. And the third place getter 5, Total Image, was also quite good. A much improved effort from her this afternoon after failing here first up, a former Victorian. So times and margins shortly here at Nowra. We might pass those on down the line, along with correct weight on the running of race number 2. How'd you go, mate? Now relays the times and margins at Nowra. 1:24.63 the gallop, 35.03 the run home. Margins are short neck by 4 3/4. That's the details here at Nowra as runners return.